Man, Westworld is very entertaining this season. Episode 6 of Season 2 is called Phase Space, and it is a nice sort of goodbye to the Shogun world. We get to see Musashi, played by Hiroyuki Sanada, do something incredible as this amazing old wizened and gritty warrior. Fantastic kind of send-off for him, and also Akane as well. And we get a nice shot of Mount Fuji, and then Maeve and all of her companions head back into Westworld to become cowboys again. But I really liked that we weren't in Shogun World for too long. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was obviously not the same budget and scope as the Westworld part of the story has been. So we got a nice taste. It was unique. It gave us some variety. It showed us the expanse of these parks, and then we've left it goodbye in episode 6. And so Maeve is still on the hunt for her daughter in this episode, and we actually, I don't want to spoil too much, but we actually get pretty far along on that path, which is really damn cool. We also spend a good deal of time with Bernard and Elise, who are trying to get into this really complex computer system at the heart of Westworld called the Cradle, where all of the stories for all of the hosts are kind of generated, and there's some kind of AI that is in conflict with any kind of attempt to kind of get into, what's happening to the system and what's going on with all of the hosts. It's like the AI is just shutting down all kinds of attempts to block anything in there. And so Bernard says he rolls up his sleeves and has to get down and dirty with the machine, and that whole sequence was great. I also love the Man in Black having to deal with his fiery daughter. There's some really fantastic sequences at the beginning of the show with Ed Harris and this new actor that plays his Spitfire daughter, who is a chip off the old block. They've got some great head-to-head kind of back and forth battles going on, and I liked all of that sequence. It really humanized Ed Harris's character, and gives us a sense that this guy isn't just a tough as nails, seen it all, done it all, killed it all kind of person. I thought that was really cool. We also saw the new Teddy in this episode, who has been mind wiped by Dolores and basically toughened up. And so James Marsden has to kind of portray this character who has been this, Dudley Do-Right, this kind of aw shucks, does it right for everybody, ma'am, kind of tips his hat at all the ladies as he walks by and rescues them. Now he's a little bit more ruthless. He's not afraid to blast somebody in the cranium if he has to, and he does. And so it's interesting to see that complete reversal. I actually just saw this fantastic interview of Marsden on Colbert's show, and he really pointedly elaborated on the fact that he as an actor and Evan Rachel Wood as an actor, they were talking and they realized that their job is very much what the host jobs are. They have to portray all of these different characters for the entertainment of the audience, and it's interesting how many variations of these characters these actors have to play, and it really it messes you up because you don't always know where you stand. You don't always know what timeline you're in. You don't know what headspace these hosts are in, but clearly Maeve and her group and Dolores and her group are driven to try to get to the conflict with the humans. The humans are starting to figure things out as well. They're starting to recognize that they've got some much tougher opponents than they initially realized. It's not going to be a clear-cut, super easy kind of shut them all down kind of thing. They've got to go in and take some of these characters out. And so you see death and desecration all over the place. This is a show that doesn't pull the camera away from some real horror. But this episode starts to feel like we are lifting up the veil and starting to reveal some pretty big secrets and some pretty big moments, and also starting to understand the puppet master effect that's going on behind the scenes. There is a massive character reveal at the end of the episode, and I'm not spoiling any of that. It was very fun, and I feel like we're building and building. It's a slow build, it's a slow burn, but I'm really digging this escalation, and the fun that I'm witnessing from the writing staff and from the actors getting to sort of attack these scenes from so many disparate angles. It's really cool. And my fingers are crossed that we're going to start to see some of the other parks and some of the other worlds around Westworld as well. I think that'll be really cool. But I'm hooked. I really like this. I'm going to give Westworld Season 2, Episode 6 an 8 out of 10.